Welcome to New Focus Approach to Mathematics Basic 8. This is revised edition. In this video, we are looking at solving real-life problems involving linear equations. So we are looking at real-life problems that involves linear equations. So we have a word problem. We see how we can extract equation out of the word problem. Let's take example. Mansa bought 3 tins of milk and 5 tins of sardine and paid for 125 Ghana cedis. If the cost of sardine is 1 cedi, more than the cost of a tin of milk, find how much a customer will pay for 8 tins of sardine and 5 tins of milk. Okay, and so the cost of sardine is 1 more than the cost of tin. So maybe I can start by saying that, okay, let the cost of milk, okay, be a variable. Let's call it x. Then the cost of sardine, okay, sardine is equals to 1 more than the cost of milk, so it's going to be x plus 1. That's what it means. So 1 milk is x cedis, and then 1 sardine is x plus 1 cedis. Now, according to the question, Mansa bought 3 tins of milk. So 3 tins of milk means that I'm going to have 3 times the cost of the milk, that is 1. And then plus 5 tins of sardine. So 5 tins of sardine also is x plus 1. Altogether, she paid 125 Ghana cedis. So we can simplify this by writing 3x plus 5x plus 5 is equals to 125. 3x plus 5x will give us 8x. 125, move this one to become minus 5 here. Our 8x becomes 120. Now, if we divide both sides by 8, okay, here by 8 and here by 8, we can have our x to be equal to 15. If you take your time and divide 120 by 8, you get 15. So you can pause the video and do the long division yourself, or you can just break them into pieces. Let 2 divide this one as 4, 2 divide here as 60. 2 again can divide 4, and 2 again can divide 60. So you can get your 15 from there. Now, this is the cost of 1 tin of milk, right? But the question wants us to find how much the customer will pay for 8 tins of milk. So I'm going to get 8 times 15, and then 8 tins of how much customer will pay for 8 tins of sardine rather, and 5 tins of milk. So 5 tins of milk will be 5 times 15 plus 8 tins of sardine, and sardine will be 16 cedis because sardine is x plus 1, so that will be times 16 cedis. So when you put all this together, that is 5 times 15 plus 8 times 16. Take your time and do it very well. You will end up getting 203 to be the total cost of buying 8 tins of sardine and 5 tins of milk. Let's take another example. Now, with this question, we have Mr. Pong being 21 years when his son Kwame was born, and if Kwame's age is 2/5 of the father's age, find their present age. Okay, now their present age we don't know, so we can let say n be equal to father's age. Okay, father's age. And if today the father is n years, then 2/5 n should be that of Kwame's age, right? So it means that today the father is n years, that means Kwame is 2/5 that of today's age of the father. Now, when Kwame was born, that means when Kwame was 0 year or has no age, maybe the time that the Kwame was born, the father was 21. And so if we say that, okay, as at the time the father was, okay, as at today, as at today, and we subtract Kwame's age from the father, the result should be 21. I hope you understand the scenario. You see, the father's age is n now. Kwame's age is 2/5 now of n. So if I go 21, if I go backwards, at the time the father was 21, okay, but then Kwame was 0. And so if I look at today's father's age minus Kwame's age, we should get 21. If that makes sense to you, then we can from there simplify by doing cross multiply or multiply through by the LCM. And the LCM is 5. So we can have 5n minus 2n is equals to 5 times 21 will give us 105. So now we can see when we subtract this from this, we have 3n equals 105. If we divide both sides by 3, we can say n is equals to 35. So as at now, the father is now 35 years. So Kwame is going to be 2/5 of 35. Okay, so 2/5 of 35 is going to be 14, right? Or maybe let's put it this way: 5 can divide itself here 1. 5 can divide 35 as 7. 7 times 2 is 14 years. So it means that today Kwame is 14 years as the father is 35 years. And you can see that if you subtract 14 from 35, the result will give you 21. And that is the father's age as at the time Kwame was born. Now we'll take another example as the last example. Half of a certain number was subtracted from 3/4 of the same number, and the result is 5. Find twice the number. Find twice the number. Okay, so half of a certain number, I don't know, let me call that number x, is subtracted from 3/4 of that same number. So that same number is 2x, and the result is 5. So let's find the number. Now we multiply through by the LCM, and the LCM is 8. Oh no, 4. 4 can be the LCM. So we multiply the first term by 4. The 4 will cancel out to give you 3x. The 4, 2 will divide the 4 by 2 times. This will give us 2x. And then 4 times 5 is 20. When I subtract this, I have x is equals to 20. So the number is 20. That is, find twice the number. So twice this number is going to give us 40. And that is the answer. I'm sure with this example solved, you can go ahead and try more questions on your own. Thanks so much for watching.